What's poppin', y'all? Drake stands, Travis Scott stands, Drake fans, and Travis Scott fans. I know y'all are celebrating right now because Clipse album just got leaked. And this was going so beautifully. It was such a miraculous rollout. And we're going to talk about whether or not I believe that this rollout has really been screwed over by this, or if they'll be able to recover. Now, first off, a lot of people are just hating and saying, well, everyone's calling this a great rollout because he dissed Travis Scott and Kanye and Drake. He didn't really diss Drake, but yeah, he just dissed a bunch of people. No, we're not saying that's why it's a good rollout. And a lot of people are saying, well, if this does under 200K, which is just an arbitrary number that they put out there, keep in mind, the Clipse have never done 200K or anywhere close to that in their entire careers. I don't even think, maybe like 150 or something like that. And this is at a time when everybody was buying projects. So people just put up an arbitrary number so that they can say it flopped. The reason why we say it's a great rollout is because there have been other people that have dissed. And yeah, they did fine. But it's because they got everyone, and I mean everyone in hip-hop, talking about and caring about a release from a group that 2 months ago nobody was talking about, other than maybe their fans. And there wasn't conversation around it. They were probably just like, oh, I hope the Clipse comes back. So that's what makes it an incredible rollout. You go from nobody talking about you to everybody talking about you. And sure, you can do that by dissing, but a lot of people diss and then they don't really get the attention after that. On top of that, they've got all of these collaborations in line. Like they had Cause doing this not only album cover for them, vinyl cover, but also this collaboration merchandise. They're supposed to have like an Adidas Samba, and everything had been going great until this guy must have put a curse on Pusha T, because someone quote tweeted at the Clipse and said, bring back the apron. And then someone says, why? Because you designed it, you self-serving mongrel. And a lot of people just decided to clutch their pearls at this. So I don't even know if this guy's actually a designer. Some other person said bring back Play Clothes, which used to be the Clipse and Pusha T's clothing brand back in the era of the 2000s when everybody and their mother were trying to have a clothing brand. And many of them were successful, but it all came off the backs of the success of Rockaware and then, of course, G-Unit. But now that this leaked, everybody's celebrating. They're talking about so be it, let God sort them out. A lot of people are calling it trash. I didn't listen to the leak. I was trying to download it, allegedly, and I just felt like, yo, Rock Nation's just going to peer through my computer screen or something, so I canceled the download. I didn't even fully get downloaded. I was probably like 50% of the way there. And I don't know if I was going to listen to it. I would probably listen to the first track or maybe just the one with Kendrick Lamar. But like I said, I personally don't really like listening to leaks. However, we've got some excuses coming from the Pusha T camp, which we cannot allow. Now, first let's address the haters, and then we're going to address the people that are coping. The haters are like, yo, Carter 3 got leaked and Lil Wayne still did $1 million first week. Now, the original Carter 3 got leaked and then it got scrapped. So Lil Wayne created a whole nother album. That's one. And then that was also a different time. And then so I think that same account, which I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up if I even save the tweet, but they said something like Drake's, was it Take Care or was it the one that had fireworks on it, Thank Me Later? One of those. They were like, oh, that leaked early and it did this much. Well, Rodeo leaked also, and it did about 77,000 first week, I think, which was in 2015. The thing is, I don't think that this will harm Clipse too much because it is like their fans are going to buy their stuff. Their fans aren't going to know how to get this leak. Like, they're not on the internet like that. Most of their fans are a little bit older, the ones that are actually buying the stuff. It's the young bucks that are just trying to get everything for free. And I saw this one, it looked like it had an owl, so it was for sure a Drake Stan account. And he said, let's be honest, Rock Nation, there is no way that Clipse, Pusha T and Malice album leak that's floating all around the timeline right now is a coincidence a couple days before release. With Travis Scott teasing a release this Friday and Drake's Iceman episode 2 in the air, This was a pre-excuse to blame low album sales on. I saw this coming from a mile away. Bookmark this. I thought this was absolutely one of the most delusional things ever. Roc Nation paid a lot of money to get those guys out of their contract and onto Roc Nation. They're not going to do anything to make perception look better, to have them sell less and use an excuse for that so they could make less money. What? That is not what they're after whatsoever. They're after making this group the biggest thing that happens this year within hip-hop and selling a ton of records and vinyls. Now, I brought forth my own conspiracy theory, and I said, this conspiracy theory sucks. The better conspiracy theory is that they are pressing vinyls with the same factory that Travis Scott does his, and that factory has made millions, if not tens of millions, with Travis, so they decided to leak his Ops album. I mean, think about it like this, right? There are only a couple of factories that are able to not only press vinyls so early, ahead of time, but also distribute them and make sure that they are shipped the week of release. That's the rules needed to make Billboard. So let's say, for instance, week 1, and Cardi had vinyls too, and they did not, I think they shipped the second week, if I recall correctly. That's why he had a really big second week, but Cardi's album didn't get leaked. So for this scenario, we haven't really seen someone that presses vinyls, which everyone's doing now, or everyone that can do it is doing it. We haven't seen someone like that get their album leaked, but these guys did. And like I said, there's probably only a couple of factories that can do this, and they probably work with the same people. So think about it. Wouldn't that be a crazy move? Because Jack Boys 2 is dropping the same day, or not, we don't know that for certain yet, but Jack Boys 2 might drop the same day as the Clipse album. We know that there's beef. He's been dissing Travis like crazy. And you know Travis does not take lightly to getting dissed, especially in public, getting embarrassed. The guy's relatively insecure. I mean, he had that Batman thing that they turned into a roach, that Batman outfit in October 31st, Halloween, years ago. And he deleted his whole IG and that photo. He was so proud to take it. And then after that, he was just embarrassed, I guess, just from comments on the internet, like people turning it into a meme. I didn't think it was that harmful. People always talk about Travis Scott covering his face, his reaction to when people called him ASAP. So he's definitely beyond angry. So you don't think Travis could have made a call and said, yo, I heard y'all pressing this Clipse album. You know, can someone make something shake and make sure that it gets out there? Very easy to get it out there. It's just that a lot of people don't have much of an incentive to leak albums anymore. And that's why we haven't seen many leaks. So it would be, now that would be crazy for Travis Scott to do something like that. It would be a big boss move, because not only do you leak the guy's album, but you end up dropping the same day as him. And Travis Scott, Jack Boys 2, is doing the vinyl thing too. And we haven't seen Jack Boys 2 leak. We haven't seen Jack Boys leak. Well, what was the last Travis Scott project that we saw leak? Did Astroworld leak? I don't know. And we're talking about a leak like a day before. This leaked several days early, so it can actually do damage. And they're probably working damage control, trying to get it down from everywhere. But I like that conspiracy theory. I think it's a little bit entertaining. It's not out of the realm of possibility, too, because in this scenario, it's like somebody that's an op, Travis. He doesn't mess with the guy. He wants him taken down, or he wants him humbled, and he screws him over when everything has been going perfect for Pusha T and Malice thus far. I think Malice is really just like a casualty of war, or collateral, if you want to call it that now. But that's my assessment on it. I think perhaps they just wanted to leak it because of how Pusha T's been moving. Because you got to keep in mind, Pusha T not only dissed Travis, he also dissed Ye. So maybe someone that's just working at the factory that has nothing to do with Travis or anything, they're just big Ye and Travis fans and are not messing with Pusha. So they're like, man, screw this guy. I'm going to leak this. And it gets out there. This is harmful. A leak, no matter what, is harmful, because now a lot of people are saying that this is whack. Like, I have the perception that this is going to be whack now, which is not good. I usually try to avoid being seeded thoughts about a project until I listen to it. But usually I know when it drops and I can avoid comments. But this, I didn't know that it was going to leak. So I automatically get all these replies and comments of people saying it sucks. And this is just me seeing that. Now imagine all of the other people that are not going to check it out at all now because people say it sucked, or they checked it out once because there were the haters and the fans were going to listen to this project. Maybe not everybody was going to buy it, but they were going to stream it. Now they lost that stream from the haters, which was going to be a lot of people. And we'll see how it performs commercially, but this is definitely very, very bad news for the Clipse. And a part of me hopes that Travis Scott made something like this happen. It would be a Rock Nation-esque Jay-Z type move to do something like this, though. And hey, Travis Scott, like I said, he is a corporation. He's moving in that direction. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one.